Okay, well, I got another project going on. My stereo has a volume problem. Every time you push this button in, it's not even a button, it's just a potentiometer. Every time you push it, it operates. So it's got a little short in it. And I'm going to attempt to change this pot out. Now, this is a Technics SA104 stereo receiver. So I don't know if I'll fix this thing or not, but I figured I'd made enough videos on other things. I figured I'd try a video on this thing. So anyway, there's what it looks like. Opened it up, and you can see the bottom of the board. Pretty hefty. And the one I'm working on, if I can zoom in, it's going to be this one. And I've scoured the internet looking for that part. There it comes focused. And it's got 6 prongs on it. So I'm going to look at this. Let me zoom in a bit. And to me, it looks like only 3 of the potentiometer. There's only 3 traces, in other words. So it's going to operate just like any particular potentiometer. And then there's another one that goes tracing off to here somewhere. It goes to there. I can see that now. There ain't no way you could looked at, understood it, unless you take it apart. And it says, don't take things apart. But heck, how do you learn something? As long as you don't touch the caps. Those caps down in there, probably lethal voltage. I don't know if it'd kill you, but it wouldn't be fun to touch them. There they are right there. Those are power caps and filter caps, whatever you call them. And you touch them, chances are you may not ever see the daylight again. So, and I don't know what kind of voltage this thing has, but I'm sure it stores voltage, just like any other caps. But anyway, that's going to be my project. I guess that's about all I got to say. I'm going to try and maybe just put a regular 100K, that's what it is, 100K potentiometer in there, and see if I can correct the volume. And if that's the case, then it's either junk it or try to fix it. That's the way it is. And as long as I don't get hurt, I'll be, happy if I could fix it. And again, like I said, I've already looked for that part. Can't find it. eBay, all kinds of, I can find other parts, but I can't find the volume. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Okay, well, I took the part out and took my time on it. Hopefully that still works. Here's the part to come off of it. And I attempted to take the potentiometer back off of it, even before I unassembled it. And what I noticed about it once I got it fully open and I could look in there, it looked like the wiper had maybe not making contact on the traces. So I attempted to raise the spines on the thing. I don't know what you call them, but there's a part that, it brushes against that trace is how the potentiometer works. So I know that from some of my other things I've done. And so I basically tried to raise those spines up a little bit so that it touches the trace in there. And I can't run the radio because I have mangled the rolling capacitor that dials in the stations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up something to where I can hear some audio, and then I'm going to put this back in there and see if I don't have to order that part. and, you know, hope for the best, see what happens. Hope I don't get shocked. Anyway, over and out. Okay, so here's what I've done. I've took some wires and attached where the three lugs would have been that I think were the operable lugs. And I tried this, it just didn't work. Took it apart, like I said, and tried to raise those spines, and it didn't work. So what I've opted to do is I took a potentiometer down here, and you can hear a little buzzing in the background. I'm using my sound generator that I built, and using that for my volume, and that's going to the auxiliary on this so that I could get a guesstimate if it's working or not. So I put my 100K potentiometer. That's what this is. I think it says it on there. We can really, yep, 100K something, whether it's A, I don't know. This is 1982 we're talking. This thing was built. So anyway, I can turn the volume up. And that's going, that's left, and that would be right. So it's hooked up the way it needs to go. So 1 is ground, 2 is the red wire and color-coded, and the 3 is the hot wire, we'll say. So basically, you turn it to the left, you turn it down, you open it up, turn it to the right, volume gets louder. And you can hear in the background the sound generator. Turning it down, turning it back up. So that's what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is just kind of putting together this. Hopefully it works. I got it running through the phono right now, but hopefully it'll work through the mains as well. I don't know what those other 3 are. There seems to be no traces to the thing. I don't know why they would put a 6-prong, 6-lug potentiometer in there. You can zoom in. 6 lugs there. Wait till it focuses. And you can only see the traces on the outer ones on the right side. So hopefully I'll get lucky. Over and out. Okay, so there is the receiver. I put it back together. And I'm going to zoom out. I guess that's about as good as it's going to get. Pretty large thing. So put it back together and put in this dial, or this potentiometer. The only concern is it doesn't go shut all the way off, so I may have to replace it again. But if we look in here, you can see that I fed my wires into the circuit board and then attached it to the potentiometer. So it's just kind of much just a replacement. It's not a total, I mean, it's not the correct potentiometer, but it'll just have to do. But as far as I know, it works. Let's see, let me go ahead and just demonstrate that. So I'm just feeding it into the phono plug. And let's see, I guess the tuner would work if I'm struggling with the dial cord. That's what they call that thing, the dial cord. And so anyway, you can hear something. See, that's the capacitor right there. But I'm going to give it my go to see if I can figure out how to get this dial cord worked out.